in order to create what? Human civilization. He created something between men and women that will make any of them need the other in terms of what? Compassionate and sympathy. That will force them to be compassionate to one another and also to be sympathetic with one another. Animals don't have this. Otherwise, they are also creatures of the Almighty Allah. But they don't have certain compassion and sympathy that will make them to favor one another in a way they can build their society and create within it a civilization. Building homes is part of civilization. Making dresses is part of civilization. Visiting one another is part of civilization. Teaching one another is part of civilization. Making traveling or businesses or things like that is part of what? Civilization, which those animals don't have it. Because the compassion and the sympathy that will force them to necessarily need one another is lacking. But by the grace of the Almighty Allah, He created that among us. Men with sound mind never want all women to die. Because if there is no woman on earth, men will suffer. As well, women also don't want all men to die. Because if there is no man on earth, women also are going to suffer a lot. Maybe even more than men. You see the man? The brother is saying, he's confirming what I'm saying. You see? So when troubles come, women have to be very careful. Because difficulties that men can endure, women cannot. Due to what? Their difference in what? Creation. Physically, men are quite stronger than women. And even mentally, men are quite stronger than women. But still, men also cannot live without women. So we are still the same. We make up our life as what? Two horse race. Not single horse race. If not, things will not work. You see? Making tribes, making families, and making what? Houses, and places, and professionals is part of human civilization. Through what? We became able to do this through what? The compassion and the sympathy that the Almighty Allah created between us. That's why you can see men mostly, they are more sympathetic to women than men. And even women also, the same thing. You can hear some sisters, they say that, Nimda ulula, labda kawaii timu. When I want to give birth, I prefer men to what to help me. Even though this is something completely haram in Sharia. Apart from your own husband, none of men should help you in this case. And I don't want to go far in this, but anyway to give you hints. Because our hope in you people is high. This is why we leave behind all our programs with the little knowledge and language we have, and come to join you people in places like here. In order to be able to draw your attention about something or things that are quite necessary and we need to change them in our Muslim society. Because our country, the Republic of the Gambia, is what? A Muslim-dominated country, I think. Isn't that? So, what is the meaning of this? You have to be aware of the meaning. You see? So Allah says, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. The Almighty Allah created us in different sexes. But He created something that will force us to need one another. And by that particular thing, which forces us to need one another, we can build up our human civilization and become completely different from animals. Then before going far again, it is very vital for us to go back to the verse before this verse. The Almighty Allah says in the same chapter, verse 20. Verse what? 20. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ إِذَا أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ تَنْتَشِرُونَ. And among His signs, that He created you out of dust, or from dust. Then suddenly you started to spread through over the earth. You start to spread through over what? Earth. The same thing happened to animals. The Almighty Allah created them, and suddenly they also started to spread over earth. Over the earth. No problem. Then, if the Almighty Allah did not provide us with this compassion and sympathy, we will still remain animals. And then we cannot build up any civilization for ourselves. And this is why the Almighty Allah provided us with a ruling in Islam called what? Marriage. This is why Islam always encourages us to marry. To marry abundantly and to marry very hard. Although maybe some of you will disagree with me on that, but don't worry. Choose whatever you want to choose, but we will tell you the truth. And may Allah help us all. You see, we have to marry abundantly, extensively. We have to marry, but also we have to marry very hard. Do you agree with me? We have to marry very hard. Very what? Hard. Because each and every one of us, as a human being, it is an obligation on him to contribute to serve the humanity, to contribute to build up the human civilization. So without getting embarked on the normal track that can lead you to that purpose, then what is the use of your life? You have to serve the humanity, be you man or woman. So sitting there without any marriage meaning what? You are wasting. Or in other words, and I'm sorry for the language, but I will say it. Can I say it? You are useless. I'm sorry for the language, you see? Just to draw the attention. You see? You have to be very useful in order to be able to contribute with the little you have to serve the humanity and to build up or participate in building up of what? The human civilization. But just remaining like that. You see? Remaining passive. You see? eating and drinking and sleeping for nothing. What is the use then? You have to marry. You have to what? To marry. In order for you to what? To serve the humanity. To contribute in building the human civilization. Right? Maybe one will tell me that, but there are many unmarried people, but still they produce children. Look, this way is part of animalism. It's part of what? Animalism. But the right and the correct way for you to maintain your proper humanity is to get what? Married. And believe, if things keep going wrong like that, finally the humanity will suffer. Because if you remember, I was talking about something like compassion and sympathy. This human compassion and sympathy will not be found in children like that. In this, I don't know how to call them, in these single parent children. Single parent children mostly, they have only single compassion and single sympathy. But for you to have full sympathy and full human compassion, let you marry and produce lawful children who have their fathers, their mothers, their maternal and paternal uncles and aunts, and so by that humanity can live in peace and harmony. And we will not be considered animals. But remaining that, producing children who are unlawful children, that means you are serving the humanity in the animal way. You are serving the humanity in the animal way. So, be very careful about it. Secondly, these women, the Almighty Allah created them for men. So why then the so-called homosexuality? Why then the so-called gays and lesbians? Those people are practicing and exercising something quite contradictory to what? The divine wisdom. And as a result, they cannot maintain the human civilization. Gays and lesbians, people practicing what? Homosexuality, are the first enemy to the humanity. You see? Are the first enemies to what? To the humanity. Because if things just remain in their hands, there will be no continuous or no development for the humanity. The mankind will be eradicated, will be soonly come to an end. No babies, man and man. How can they produce any baby? Impossible. Woman and woman, the same thing. So tell them, please, you are mad. You are crazy people. And you are the people maybe who thinks in the way of what? I don't want to say it because maybe these audience are going to anywhere. So better for me, in order not to sue me at the court, I just keep silent at some point. Okay? So the Almighty Allah wants us to marry, because by marriage we can maintain our humanity. Otherwise, we will bring things upside down by turning humanity into animality. But only by marriage we can maintain our humanity. So these women, they should always feel themselves as women, whom the Almighty Allah created for men, but through legal ways. Through what? legal way, thinking that there can be any sexual interaction, I'm sorry for the language, without any marriage. This is wrong. You don't know things more than the Almighty Allah. قُلْ أَأَنْتُمْ أَعْلَمُ أَمِ اللَّهِ? No problem, I will do that. You see? But I want you to get me very clear. You see? Thinking that people can interact sexually, though I'm sorry for the language, without any marriage, and that can get things balanced, this is madness. First of all, the Almighty Allah, who commands us to marry, He knows us more than ourselves. What can harm us and what can benefit us, Allah knows it more than ourselves. So if He tells us to marry, then let us marry. That is our favor and that is our peace. Women also should always try to feel themselves as women whom Allah created for men. In the sense that don't be so arrogant over your husband. Don't be so difficult and critical person with your husband. The Almighty Allah did not create you for this purpose. But the Almighty Allah created you to bring comfort to man. You see? And to get him free with you and to relax to you and to be able to repose himself to you. Any woman thinks in a different way other than this, definitely is wronging herself and is fooling herself. And I'm sorry, you the sisters. This is why Almighty Allah created you. Let us ilayha. So when the man is angry, your role is to think about the way by which you can bring comfort to him, but not to add his confusion by disputing with him, or you also get angry against him because he's angry and so. No. This is not the normal philosophy or the normal Islamic philosophy of marriage as far as women are concerned. Let us follow it. Another point, no matter how man is angry or confused, if he can get a woman for himself, you see, to get from her full sympathy. What I mean by sympathy here, sexual sympathy. You see, woman tries to bring man, no matter how angry he is, to herself, to play with her, to do with her whatsoever necessary thing for, you see, that will help man a lot. But be careful, those women who always dispute with their husbands and send short and bad words to their husbands, and even try to go and learn kung fu in order to come and fight their husbands. I'm sorry. This is not the way. You have to be someone very amicable with your husband. Show him your love. Show him your sympathy. Show him your compassion. Because Islamically, mostly men are the very ones who goes out in order to bring livelihood. So in that way, maybe they can quarrel with people out, they can even fight with people out, they can suffer out in any way, while you the woman, you don't know. So that's why Islam teaches you that whenever a man is back into house, let you try to bring him only comfort and only comfort and only comfort. No problems, don't bring him problems. Otherwise, he cannot fulfill his duties. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't worry, I know that the time is running out. But just forgive me because I came a little bit late. You see? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What the Almighty Allah allowed him in terms of what? Marrying women. Can any of you bring me the verse? As far as the point is concerned, the Almighty Allah says, let me help you people. يا أيها النبي إنا أهللنا لك أزواجك التي آتيت أجورهن وما ملكت يمينك مما أفاء الله إليك وبنات عمك وبنات عماتك وبنات خالك وبنات خالاتك اللاتي هاجرن معك. The point is what? وامرأة مؤمنة إن وهبت نفسها للنبي إن أراد النبي أن يستنكحها خالصة لك من دون المؤمنين. The Almighty Allah freed His Prophet, His Messenger, in this concern, in this point of marriage. Because even getting many women, that should bring the man more comfort. So that's why the Almighty Allah made Prophet Muhammad ﷺ free in the point of marriage. He can marry whatever woman he wants to marry because he has on his soldier the most heavy responsibility, and that is prophethood. What we can understand from this point is that women, the right women, the normal women, they help men to fulfill their social duties, their religious duties, their financial duties, their political duties, and their whatever duties. This is your role, my sisters, to be a place of comfort for men. But at the same time, you, the men also, you should treat them in a very nice way. Allah says, وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. You see? Because any reaction is a result of an action. I hope you get me. Any reaction is a result of an action. If you are too bad to your woman also, don't expect that she is going to bring any comfort to you. Maybe at times, if she is even able to get out of your house, she will do it. So in order to keep them also, comfortable with you, you have to treat them what? Nice. You have to treat them nice. So you, the woman, try to bring comfort always to your man. Don't try to quarrel with him. Don't try to dispute with him. Don't try to confuse him. Don't try to bring him stress and confusion and things like that. This is not your role as a Muslim woman. But on the other hand, man also have to what? Keep peace and harmony with the woman. Otherwise, he's wronging himself and is bringing on himself problems. He's breaking down his house. You have to live with them in mercy and love and blessings. Otherwise, you will bring up or you will break up your own house. And then go to imams and ustaz, why you are fooling yourself. Before all this, you have to be someone servant with your life. Right, brothers and sisters? So this is the little we have. As far as the time is running out, and I have came a little bit late. I'm sorry for that, due to certain circumstances out of our control. Sorry? And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.